Hello, this is Greg Harrelson with Century 21, the Harrelson Group in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I just wanted to, share some information that I have learned recently by talking to my banks, as well as, talking through some financial situations with some of my clients and people that are in my database. I just wanted to share, that I understand that there can be some of us that might be dealing with some financial concerns. Maybe someone has lost their job, or they have to stay home and they're no longer able to earn an income, or their income has been decreased for some reason having to do with the latest economic events, as well as the coronavirus, spreading through America. There is something out there that can help some people, and I'm not suggesting everyone, go out and rush to their banks and do this. But for those that might be a little bit stressed financially and having a hard time making their mortgage payments, I thought it'd be good for you to know that the government made a request to lending institutions, banks, and mortgage companies, especially banks, that they would ask them to, help out the consumer, help out those that might be having a tough time making a mortgage payment at this time. So there's a few things that you can do if you find yourself in that situation in some sort of hardship. You can call your bank and just ask them what is their policy for mortgage forbearance. You may also use the term mortgage deferment, like payment deferment or delay payments. Because there are many banks, just about every bank will work with you if you're feeling a little bit stressed about making your payments. A few examples I've had recently from people that have told me what their banks have said. An example would be number one bank has proposed that, okay, you don't have to make your payments for the next 3 months. But in the fourth month, you have to make the fourth payment, and then you have to make up the 3 months payment in addition. So that'd be a pretty high lump sum, heavy lump sum in the fourth month. Now, that is just what one bank told their client. Another bank says, well, you could make half payments for the next 3 months, and then in the fourth month, you have to make it up. And then another one, which I thought was the most beneficial to the client that I talked with, was they had an oceanfront condo and were afraid that they were not going to be able to afford the payments because the rental income has decreased so much. They talked to their bank, and the bank says, okay, you can defer your payments to the end of the loan. In other words, you don't have to make the payments for the next 3 months. And what they'll do is they'll just add the 3 months to the end of the loan. And then, of course, they'll add any interest they would have received for those 3 months at the end of the loan. That seemed to be one of the most beneficial options that I have seen presented. Here's the key. No matter what they present, if they presented one of the first or second option that I shared with you, and that doesn't work for you, I recommend that you call your bank once a week. The reason I say that is because things are changing rapidly, and banks do not want foreclosures. They want to do everything we can, or they can, and the government wants to do everything they can to prevent foreclosures and short sales and things like that that happened in the last recession and the last market crash. So they're working with you. So again, if you find yourself maybe kind of struggling, maybe impacted financially a little bit right now with what things are going on or how things are going on, I just recommend you talk to your bank. Ask them again about mortgage forbearance, mortgage payment deferment, or delay of payment. See what their options are. If the options work for you, then great. If they don't, then consider calling them back again because they may change their system. And here's one thing I know. When you talk to banks, they always make notes in the computer. So if they make a note that you called and maybe the option that they're giving you isn't the right option for you, they'll make a note of that. And so if you call again, and they make another note, and you call again maybe 2 weeks later and make another note, then they start to realize, hey, this might be something we really need to maybe adjust our options and give maybe a different option that will work for you. So there's a value in being communication. I want to disclose one more time. This is not one of those things that we just try to take advantage of the situation. The banks can deny you of this. I will say they're probably going to deny very few people, but this is really designed for people that maybe have some financial stresses, they've had some sort of hardship, or maybe they feel like there's a hardship coming in the future and they want to get ahead of it and kind of ease some of their expenses on a monthly basis by deferring the payment. I hope that information helps. Again, I'm Greg Harrelson with Century 21, the Harrelson Group, and we try to do everything we can to keep the client informed and let you know what your options are through the good times and the bad times. Just let you know what's going on in the real estate market. If we can do anything for you, please let us know. That's Greg Harrelson, Century 21, the Harrelson Group. You have a wonderful day.